Back to basics, a choice we each have. The journey of exploration into our creativity revealed we each have a choice. How we address this choice is totally our individual and personal choice. It is a choice of an unbelievable importance. As to this choice, for the choice is not only about our creativity, it's about taking a close look at deciding who and what we really are. This choice is based upon 4 observations made in the journey of exploration of our creativity. The first observation is we need to realize everything we experience is subjective, and what we perceive is unique to our perspective. We each are incredibly and unbelievably unique. We each are a unique creation. No one perceives and experiences creation in the world in which we live as we do. Each individual has a unique perception of creation, and each perception is true for their perception. For any experience we have, our perceptions are subjective, and no one can prove or disprove what we are seeing and experiencing. The second observation is that any thought we have arises from experiencing a flow of energy in some way and will have 2 parts. The thought has a real part and an imaginary part. The real part is a result of the flow of energy that is giving rise to the experience we have and is what we feel in the experience. The feeling is real. However, the imaginary part is our mind's interpretation through its creative imagination of the experiences of that flow of energy. The mind's characterization of the energy into a thought is the illusion created by our consciousness by what it thinks and believes in what we call mind. If we have different beliefs, we would characterize the energy differently. Anything we sense through our 5 senses will send a signal to the brain. We can measure this signal and it is real. However, any interpretation of this signal by the brain is the illusion created by the mind. For example, the signal we get when we see the sun rise above the horizon and then set below the horizon, it is real. We can say it is true that the sun rises and sets, and most will agree with this statement. Unfortunately, the sun does not rise or set. The earth rotates. The belief of the sun rising and setting is an illusion. The phenomenon is real. The interpretation is the illusion. This same process exists for any thought we have. So the question is, how do we get to the biases of the human mind? The third observation is to create is to bring into existence. What we bring into existence can be a copy and identical to something that already exists, or it can be something that is totally new and original and has never been previously seen or experienced. If what is created is a copy of something that currently exists, mind and what it knows is very, very important to be able to duplicate it and get a copy. For something that has never been observed or previously existed, mind has no experience or belief as to exactly what is going to be experienced or is being experienced. If what is experienced is completely new and original, mind will attempt to characterize what it experiences based upon what it has experienced or what it thinks it believes. What needs to be understood here is our lives are all completely new and original creations. No one has ever lived our life before, and no one will ever live our life after us. So the question is, how do we deal with living life where our mind technically has no way of knowing what our life is all about? What we are really doing is projecting our past into the future and recreating the past in a new way and biased by the past. The challenge is to be able to step out of the mind without the past, to be fully open to what the moment offers in the moment. The fourth observation is that everything we experience and seeks to communicate is filtered by the mind and the experience it has had. What this means is that for anything that exists and not created by what we call God or nature started as a single thought in the mind of a single human being. It does not matter what it is. If it was created by a human, it started as a thought in a human mind and filtered by that mind and the experiences it has had and what it thinks and believes. It does not matter what it is. If the thought came through a human, it was filtered by the creative imagination of that human mind. This means every spiritual religious belief, any social custom or way of being, any form of government, any scientific principle, any medical or healing practice, it doesn't matter what it is, it all started as a thought in an individual's mind. When communicated, others simply accept that thought and build or act on that thought, and before we realize it, we have manifested all that humans have brought into existence. It is here we have our choice. Knowing all that we experience or anyone else experiences is subjective, and knowing that all of our thoughts or those of any other about what we experience are characterized by our mind or the mind of another as to what we or they think and believe and our or their personal experiences. Do we choose to discern what we think is correct and eat and digest all that we think, keeping what serves us and our unique creativity, and discard the remainder and wisely follow anything or any other? Or do we blindly follow any other? Are we willing to challenge ourselves as to what is true for us regardless of what it is? And do we believe, and does what we believe resonate within our truth? Do we blindly follow what another or others say, or do we look carefully to see if what is said resonates within us as true? Are we willing to face the unknown, knowing we do not know what to expect and need to respond improvisationally to what arises? As a physics student, one of my professors, Dr. Bidek, said that in looking to solve any problem, the mathematics does not lie. If your solution does not work, look at your postulates and see what assumptions you made about the problem. I took that advice to heart and applied it to every area of my life. If things did not work out as expected, I would go back and look at my assumptions about the situation I faced. I found it quite revealing to the point I ended up going back and looking at it from where do my thoughts arise and why do I believe what I do. I look to see if it is true or simply an assumption on my part about what is being experienced. We all need to learn to dance with our own uniqueness and subjective perception and with that of the world we inhabit. My observation has been too many individuals buy into beliefs of others and do not explore their own truth and uniqueness and see what truly serves or does not serve them. My recommendation is to eat and digest all that you experience and all that you are told, discerning what is true for you and discard the remainder. Give yourself permission to do your own exploration and to look to create a life worth living, whatever that life is for you.